because I'm gonna go. And that's why you need good tires. This cruiser will hold. Well, hello there TV land. It is I, the two-wheeled warrior guy. And welcome to my channel, or back to my channel, depending on who you are. Today I want to talk about this beast. If you've probably seen my thumbnail, you're probably thinking about buying one of these bikes, or just curious what I've been through after owning it for 4 years. What to look out for when you're buying these bikes, some helpful tips there, and what to expect with the years of ownership. Start off with the tires. That's something I just recently did. I put some new Rosso 3s on there. This will be the third time I've replaced both sets of tires. We'll get to the cost of that once we get going on this beast. I've also just replaced brake pads. These guys right down there. Replace those, and of course I do my yearly oil changes, which is good to do. You want to look after these things. Yeah, let's start this thing up. If you're looking at one of these bikes used, down here it will show you when it's due for a service. Up here will be like your check engine lights and stuff like that. When I do start this, you will see the ABS light on this side here. That comes on until you start moving. Once you start rolling on a bike, maybe about 3 kilometers an hour, that ABS light goes off. So let's start this beast. Look for that service right there. So that tells you if you're going to buy this bike, that'll tell you when you're due for a service. Very important. And it'll also tell you too if you're due for like the 12,000 kilometer service. Sounds kind of nice. So without further ado, let's take this out on the road. All right, let's take this out for a rip. So right now, I have 184 kilometers on it since I set the tripometer on it. If you buy one of these used Ducatis, it does not have a fuel gauge on it. You do have a fuel light, so when this guy comes on here, it seems to be good for about 30 kilometers on that. So yeah, let's take this out for a little spin, and I'll tell you the numbers on the tires, on the brake pads, and the oil change. And then one of the most important things that you'll need is a certain tool you need when you buy one of these bikes used. Alright, let's do this. So, the tires. The tires were $1,100. I have Rosso 3s. They're very sticky rubber. They're W-rated, which means they're high-rated speed tires. Not that, you know, I'm a spirited driver, but I'm more of a cruiser. Sometimes I want to get my yayas off, and yeah, at least I'm safe when I'm doing it. So anyways, $1,100 for the tires. Brake pads were surprisingly expensive. Brembo brake pads, just on the rare, that was $289 or $283 installed with taxes. Even my mechanic was kind of surprised how expensive the pads were on that. He said usually they're like 50 bucks for a really good pad, and I believe this one was just over $100 for that. Oil changes, you're looking at about $160 for an oil change. Yeah, so that's just normal maintenance stuff. So this year it was about $1,400 in cost, which is the most expensive year of package. Usually it's just an oil change and sorry, I had to. Usually it's just an oil change and a change of tires every year if you put that many K on it. Or if you're aggressive on the tires, you will wear them down less than 8,000 kilometers. All right, let's get to this most important tool. Here it is, the most important tool you'll probably need to purchase. This is what you need to adjust your chain on this beast. If you get something with fairly low K on it, you're gonna need this because your chain will stretch in the first few months, especially if you're a spirited driver like I might be. I'm gonna admit that. But it's a good investment. That way you don't have to bring it to a dealership every time you need your chain tightened. So
buy one of these if you're going to get one of these bikes.
So yeah, when you buy this, get the C-span tool. Yes. Cost. I paid about $10,500 for this bike used. It had 1,900 kilometers on it. Yeah, I'm a frugal shopper. And right now, if I go on any of these sites that sell bikes used, you're looking at anywhere from rough condition, $9,500 for this bike, to really good condition and decent K, about 14,000. So I'm going to average it out. We're going to say about 12K for this bike if I were to sell it now. And this is a 2013 Diavel. Mind you, like again, I wasn't in a rush to buy one. I wanted one, and I waited, and I found a good opportunity, and I pounced on it, and I got it for $10,500. All right, what to look out for when you're buying one of these used? Obviously, I mean, it's just common sense. Look over the bike, make sure it hasn't been dropped, blah blah blah, scratches, dents, stuff like that. And apparently these bikes, depending on your riding habits, they can burn oil. I never knew that because I never gave it the opportunity to ever, you know, get to that point where it would really show through the looking glass. But this year I did, and it kind of scared me. So if you're buying one, make sure the oil level is proper, and make sure that it doesn't need oil. that they've been doing their oil changes. Make sure they've been doing their oil changes. From a financial standpoint, if you were to buy my bike right now, all right, I have 20,600 K on it. This has gone for a Desmo service. Now the Desmo service, I called the dealership, and they said it's going to be about $1,400 to $1,600 for that service. Now mind you, if they find anything else in the motor that needs replacing, the cost goes up. But it's just a standard thing. At 24,000 K, I have to get this done. So if you were to buy my bike, you have to take into account that, okay, we'll go high. We'll say $1,800. Put your taxes and stuff on it like that. So $1,800. Now if my tires were worn out or quite worn, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna need some tires on that. So again, $1,100 for that. So easily buying one of these used, if it's, you know, within close range of needing the Desmo tune and needing tires, you could be like $3,000 to $4,000 just right away without doing any kind of modifications or anything you might want to do to the bike. So keep that in mind when you buy these used. You're like me, you're older, and you like to cruise, and you like to go fast once in a while. This is the perfect bike. It will meet you at any of those things you ask it to do. If you want to cruise, it'll be there to cruise, make it comfortable. If you want to rip on it, this thing will rip. Anyways, hope that helped you out today. Anyways, cheers, take care, we'll talk to you later.